as we lift the curtain on the 2022 South Atlantic Conference men's soccer season. We come to Pride Park in Wingate, North Carolina for the Bulldogs and the Anderson Trojans in the conference opener. Wingate still looking for its first win of the season. Anderson off to a slow start as well, 1-2. Ben Robertson with me. I'm Joe Skinner. Tonight presents a great opportunity for both teams to jumpstart their season.
Yes, sir, Joe. A little bit of, like you said, a little bit of a slow start for both of these squads. Anderson's still a quality opponent. It would be a big-time win in their first South Atlantic Conference game if Wingate can pull this out.
It was an exciting one last time for Wingate. They did get a 1-1 draw against what was then the number 8 team in the country in Auburn Montgomery. A 90th minute free kick goal by Nick Vateur. This is his first of the season, and it gave a little bit of late season dramatics. Hopefully it can jumpstart Wingate in this one.
For sure. We'll maybe see if Wingate can use that momentum to carry them in as we enter conference play.
And as for Anderson as well, they're coming off of a win, 1-0 over Mount Olive. Diego Jaramillo with the lone goal in that one, assisted by Diagne. A win tonight can get last year's SAC semifinalists off and running in the SAC play with 3 points.
Super excited for this one. Gorgeous night.
It's cooled off in Wingate, North Carolina. It was 88 at the start of the women's game, which was a 0-0 draw. Still waiting to see our first goal at Pride Park today. Got a good feeling we'll see one here. 82 degrees as the sun sets at Pride Park, and we're underway. Anderson in the road all black. As they jumpstart things, Alexa Janic in goal for the Bulldogs. Had another strong effort. Only allowed 1 goal against Auburn Montgomery. Tied a career high with 4 saves. The freshman goalie from Serbia has been shoved into the starting role to start this season. He's had a lot on his shoulders, but in the last one against a top team, he only allowed the 1 goal and seems to be going into this one on a high note. As for Anderson, in goal for them is their sophomore from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Amos Hubert. Notched a clean sheet with 3 saves in the win over Mount Olive. Wingate 0-2-1. 2 losses in the 1 draw over the campaign. Marshall going over the top. Finds Vateur, the lone goal scorer from the last match. Now Santos in the midfield. Pedro Santos, an all-conference midfielder a season ago, slips it through to Santos. He's got a step, enters the area, goes down. Fires on goal. They score. What a strike. Nick Vateur, not even 90 seconds in. His second of the season is a rocket. It's 1-0 Bulldogs.
Holy cow. Nick Vateur scores his second goal. And what an absolute snipe to open this game up. Unbelievable.
Seemed like everyone was sitting around staring at the referee, waiting to see if he was called a penalty. And Vateur picks up the ball and fires it into the corner for an early 1-0 lead for Wingate.
You said it just right. Nick Vateur kind of said, everybody stop and look around, and he just capitalized, came right in, and what an absolute missile into the top corner.
Now Anderson back on the offensive. So Wingate throws a hard first punch in the 2nd minute. Nick Vateur, his 2nd of the season and his 5th of his career with the Bulldogs. Here's Guy Fontes. Wingate coming back after a turnover in the offensive half. Able to skate by Philip Siegwald towards the end line. Now he goes down, and a little bit of physical play results in a foul on Fontes. We'll get another look at that goal. See if it's just about what we expected as Santos went down on the edge of the area. Yep, look at everybody, hands up, calling for it, and Vateur says, I will take that on a tight angle to score the goal.
I mean, Nick Vateur back-to-back games, 90th minute last time off the free kick, and then gets it started tonight. 2 of the best strikes you're going to see all season.
Look out, Hubert in trouble, says Fernandez was hounding down. Anderson, coached by Michael Zion in his 9th season. As we mentioned, took him to the SAC semifinals a season ago, but fell in Matthews. Eventually missed out on the Southeast Regional, and they lost to Coker in overtime. Cobras went on to win the tournament as the 8th seed. Zion has been in the program as an assistant coach since 2010. He's brought Anderson to the NCAA tournament once as a head coach, 4 times total since stepping into the bench. Wingate and their veteran head coach Gary Hamill in his 31st season. Picked up win number 350 a season ago, now to 356. Ball towards the middle. Khalil Knazer, the freshman, earns the start in his 4th career game. Playing it wide, but covered up. Tiago Perez, the freshman defender from Zaragoza, Spain. Devin Scully back in the starting 11 after not featuring in the draw against Auburn Montgomery and wearing the armband tonight as the captain.
Himeno and Marshall have been getting it done on that back line for a long time. 2 confident, really sound center backs for this Wingate team.
Sverre Oland and Philip Johansson as the win-back says Fontes makes a nice tackle to play it out for a Wingate throw-in.
Yeah, great effort there from Fontes to earn that ball back.
Knazer, Sune Harbo, and Santos in the midfield with Svenander, Vitur, and Fontes up top. Throw goes forward towards Fontes, sent back the right way for Ben Lemon. Lemon back. Vitur win one-on-one. Santos hard header. Stays in the midfield with Wingate. 1-0 Bulldogs early in a midfield turnover as Oland had his pocket picked. It's Diego Jaramillo, the lone goal scorer in the 1-0 win in the last game for Anderson. Jaramillo, sophomore from Cali, Colombia. Number of players in the Sanderson roster from Colombia. Mariano Carpena. Martin Carpena, his brother. Sack opener for both of these teams, as well as across the entire league on this Wednesday. 3 points on the line. Bulldogs missed out on the sack tournament last season on the very last day of the season. Turned out they needed 3 points over the Mars Hill Lions. Went the distance in a 0-0 draw through 2 overtime periods. Could not find the golden goal that would send them to the tournament.
Yeah, Wingate kind of looking for a bounce back here. You know, picked first in the sack poll to begin last year, ranked 6th in the nation, and then pretty disappointing, I think, to miss the sack tournament. And have to think, you know, only picked 7th in this season's preseason poll, and this is a proud program that's been good for a long time. Have to think, you know, they maybe feel a little bit disrespected by that 7th ranking.
Yeah, and it's a lot of young guys, a lot of first-time players in the starting lineup tonight, and as well as in the early season, still learning to play with each other. Svenander heads it out of play. Anderson with a throw-in right near midfield.
I do love Wingate's energy, though, early on to start this season.
Yanni Diagne throws in.
They know how big of a game this is. You know, looking for your first win in your 4th game, first sack opponent. You know, this is one of those, you know, no, I don't want to say a must win, but it's a huge game.
19th meeting all-time between the Trojans and the Bulldogs. With Wingate leading the all-time series by a slim margin, 9-8-1. Have a better mark here at Pride Park, 6-2-1 in their history. Last time these two teams faced off was a season ago in Anderson. It was a 2-1 Trojans win last October.
Yeah, it's a series that's been mostly dominated by the home team.
Skating right through the middle, Joel Martino goes down. No whistle from the referee, letting him play early. With speed, Lucas Goldberg keeps possession. Carpena. Martino chips over the top. Diagne gets around Oland. Diagne in the area, cross towards the top of the box. Challenge at the top and a free kick just outside the 18 as looked like it was Marshall was just a bit late on that tackle. Check that. That was Knazer that went down. And that was very close. Looks like only a couple of feet from a penalty for Anderson.
Yeah, awesome run by Diagne to get behind the Wingate defense and finds a centering pass. And this is a dangerous location for an early game free kick.
Janjic setting up his wall. It's close. Maybe you might call it too close. It's right on that line. The wall right at that penalty spot just about. A little bit inside of it. We'll see if Anderson goes for target as Andres Osorio, the right footer, stands off to the left of it. We'll see who takes it. Towards goal, off the wall, and out for a corner.
A perfectly placed wall right there. And when it came off his foot,
Martin Carpena on the shots. Look at that night sky. It's our first soccer doubleheader of the year. Going to see more of that this season. 7:30 starts in conference play for Wingate men's soccer. Carpena to take the corner kick. Carpena sends in an outswinger towards the back post. It goes over Santos' head. Santos keeps it in. It was almost another corner. Janjic out of goal. Santos, nice bit of footwork to keep that in play and escape the trouble. Fonte still going. Ahead for Vitur. Hubert off the line. And boots it away about 25 yards from his net.
Yeah, high off the line. Does a good job. Nick Vitur closing down on him.
Good challenge in the midfield as Jaramillo forces the turnover for a moment. Santos gets it right back for the Dogs, and he gets tripped up. And a foul on Anderson. See if the card comes out. Looks like it will.
Pedro Santos, ever so consistent.
It's going to be a yellow card on Diego Jaramillo, the Colombian sophomore, into the book early, only in the 10th minute. Already had a decent amount of action in the first 10 minutes we saw for over the course of the 90 in the women's match already. Has lived up here in the men's contest.
Well, for us, this is great. We've been dying for a goal.
Took Wingate nearly 3 whole matches to score it. Vitur equalizer against Auburn Montgomery in the 90th minute was their first goal of the season, and then he follows it up with his next one in just 2 minutes of game time later. Of course, 5 days between the 2 goals, but still, he is out there. He's been making an impact. He is all over the ball for Wingate, playing a center forward role. Marshall trying to flip it over the top. Martins can't keep it in. Anderson looking to secure possession. They switch the field. Diagne out wide for Siegwald. Johansson back defending. Check that Olan defending. Cross to the back post. Collision in the area. No contact on the ball and no whistle either. That one pops out for a goal kick. Second of 3 straight home games for Wingate men's soccer. Playing again on Saturday against Emory and Henry. 7:30 start.
Fun first 12 minutes of this game. It's been back and forth. I can't get over that Nick Vitur goal. That was absolutely beautiful.
Might hold up as one of the best goals of the season, and it's been pretty early. It looked like a handball on Svenander, it's called. 1-0 Wingate on the second-minute goal from Vitur. If you're just joining us on Flow FC, Joe Skinner with Ben Robertson, Garrett Elder directing in the trailer. Owen Marshall. Santos through the midfield. Vitur chests it down to Martins, too strong. Here comes Stephen Udi down the right flank. Holds on to it to the corner of the area. Left-footed cross deflected towards the top. Goldberg back out to Udi. Here's the low cross in front. Janjic can't make the stop. It's the equalizer in the 13th minute.
Wow, Anderson strikes right back. The perfect cross, and Diego Jaramillo scores his 3rd goal of the year. And as you said, the equalizer.
Let's get another look. I'm not positive Jaramillo wasn't celebrating like he got a touch to that. So who ends up getting credit? Jaramillo knocks it down, and yes, Jaramillo puts it away, and we are back at square one as Diego Jaramillo scores his 3rd goal in his 4th game as an Anderson Trojan.